you are in charge of EDSA, so you know
Yes.
pretty much every square inch of it. So the discussion now is it's to make it one way. People might argue that EDSA is no way now. So one way might be an improvement, but you say that there's some. It's not designed for this. Where are the problems? Where are the resistance and conflict?
First, all our vehicles are left-hand drive. And
Okay.
then you will let these people go to the northbound side of EDSA going southbound in a manner that is structured for right-hand drive. So that in itself is a safety issue. And then, you know, EDSA, as it is right now, 150 intersections. And each intersection leads to different LGUs. So if we will make this one way, how are we going to interconnect those people who are just crossing, for example? Those people who will be going one way, but they're going on the other side. They cannot make a U-turn anymore. So they need to make another turn going inside the local government or the city, and then take a road that will cross EDSA. Then crossing EDSA, especially on roads that are not, you know, do not have flyover or underpass, then you will be creating traffic there.
Where would be a good something for people to visualize? What example could you use for that? I'm trying to think. Is it Rockwell area or a nice example where people can picture?
For example, you're going to Rockwell and you're coming from Commonwealth, right?
Because the proposal is southbound.
EDSA.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to Rockwell. Rockwell is on the west side of EDSA.
Okay.
And you're coming from the east side.
Okay.
So when you turn left going south, you will take, of course, the existing northbound side of EDSA.
Okay.
Because you're coming from the east side.
All right.
So you turn left, go straight, and then, but Rockwell is on the other side. What you will do is you turn right on Ayala, go inside Ayala, and go back to Rockwell. Then again, if that will be the case, you will be creating traffic inside Makati.
Okay.
People will just be going to Rockwell and Kalayaan or where? Guadalupe. Right?
So you're going to be pushing them into the tighter streets of the LGUs, which makes a lot of sense. Now, another thing, because it's not a new proposal, and I mean, I just have to caution people who are for the first time hearing this, they might think this is the craziest idea.
Yes.
In theory, there is some, it makes sense, in theory, if you have a loop, because you're trying to...
That's right.
But we don't seem to have a closed loop between EDSA and C5.
I think Engineer Guevara agrees that this is being done in other countries.
Okay.
But in other countries, this come in pairs. For example, EDSA and C5, they were constructed to complement each other. So one-way southbound, and then there are connectors that connects these two roads.
Which we don't have now.
Which we do not have. We have inner roads.
McKinley.
But in itself, it's not really a straight or a fast road for them to connect to the other side. Well, you were asking Engineer Guevara about how are you going to connect EDSA and C5 southbound. I think they're planning to use Ross Boulevard. If you use Ross Boulevard, I just do not know how are you going to connect again to C5 via Ross Boulevard.
And like you said, if you have to go to that side, you have to go all the way to Rojas to be able to come back.
Yes, and Ross Boulevard, as it is now, it's already congested also. You will pass by Baclaran. People are going to MOA. And then you will be catering to, well, right now, EDSA is 10-lane road. Those are all going southbound. And then you will be limiting them to how many lanes in Ross Boulevard? 4?
Yeah, so the math doesn't quite...
Yes, it doesn't match. Anyway, we appreciate the suggestion of GPI in coming up with this. But then again, as he has said, that they submitted this to the OTR, which is the right agency to submit this, because just like what Secretary Tugari said, we're coming up with a basket of solutions. You can pull that in there, and we will try to study it. But this will entail a lot of policy changes, engineering intervention, and muscle memory change to all the motorists. Can you imagine? You're driving now in EDSA southbound. The center is on your left. Then suddenly you will be put on the other side. Your center will be on your right. It's as if you're a right-hand drive, but no, you're still left-hand drive.
Okay, so they can't get confusing there. I'm going to just slightly deviate a bit because Engineer Guevara mentioned about a bus system.
Yes.
Is it too late to put a BRT? I know he's not actually saying BRT, but is it still too late to retrofit the BRT on EDSA?
No, it's still in the pipeline, the BRT on EDSA.
How close are we to getting...
On how close, it's the OTR who has the timeline for that. But for a time, it has been ditched that we're not pushing through with the BRT. Then it was revived and said, okay, we'll push through with the BRT after the subway. So we're starting with the BRT in Quezon Avenue, I think, and then EDSA.
Because, I mean, I think what you said makes a lot of sense when you talk about a basket of solutions. And really, there are no, when you're in a situation like Metro Manila, one good thing about our situation is you can't get too radical with your ideas.
Yes.
So we do appreciate when,
Yes, that's right.
the Guevara Association or Engineer Guevara came up with this idea. It's great, just like Secretary Tugada floated the idea of the cable cars.
Yes.
We may or may not, but hey, something might be born from that idea.
That's right.
We might borrow even 20%, 50% of it. We are looking at sort of just, if we have a BRT system there, for example, maybe, just maybe, I'm no engineer, we could do the loop maybe just for the bus system.
Yes.
Instead of the private cars having that thing. But if they're in the center, and then we somehow close that loop to C5, just the public transportation is one way.
That's right. It might work because the thing, what we're trying to look at now is the bus stops in the center of EDSA. What are we going to use? What are the MRT stations that we could use to bring the people down? Because really, we will be using the existing MRT stations as a platform for passenger
for both.
loading.
That'll be mixed for
that
bus
will be
and
mixed,
for
yes,
MRT.
That's right. So it's also intermodal. After you gone to bus, something went wrong, you want to go to MRT, then you can easily transfer. So that's the thing. I think we have identified 7 stations already that could cater to this BRT system. But then again, all of this entails infrastructure. And, you know, infrastructure-wise, we need funding, we need approved proposals and all that. So it will take time. But it is there in the basket of solutions that Secretary Tugada is saying. And actually, it's already in the pipeline. I think the study's already finished.
Okay, well, that you can see no shortage of ideas being tossed around there. How about the zip line? Can we do the zip line from Trinoma to Moa?
There was even a proposal, James, to put a bike lane side by side with the MRT. You know, why not?
Anything at the moment.
Why not?
Anything at the
Yes.
moment. Look,
Yes.
we're desperate, so we do appreciate it. Radical or not, but the idea is to just at least go through it and explore the possibilities and be open-minded, right?
That's right. That's right.
Thank you very much, MMDA Traffic Chief Bong Debriha.